All right, how you doing, guys? Nick from pistolpavilion.com.au. Just wanted to do a video. You've probably seen a few other people doing them. About how to maintain your brand new XTP Shark, Black Hornet, or semi pistol. So with these ones, pretty much you got to maintain them. They'll be really handy if you maintain them. They'll service you very, very well. Maintenance is always important. Make sure that these are lubed up. Make sure that your O-rings are in good condition, considering that they're CO2 mags and the such. Make sure you lube these up straight out the box. So when you get them from Tack Edge or Azrael and you receive it in the post or you pick it up, make sure that you lube it up. Use nothing but a 100% gun oil, 100% silicone oil gun oil. Don't use WD-40 or don't use white lithium grease or anything of the such, because it will cause you issues inside your blaster. You don't want anything too viscous, otherwise you're going to cause a lot of gunk to actually catch inside the blaster. You imagine if you've got something that's a lot more viscous, gunk and dirt's going to stick to it. When you're out on the field playing with this, you're going to basically be helping dirt stay inside your blaster. So when you first get it, you're going to get the blaster, which this one here is the XTP Semi in black. You're going to get a little Allen key here, one on a T-handle, and then you're going to get a larger Allen key here, which is for changing out your CO2 bulbs. You're not going to get that. That's an optional extra. You're going to get a spare O-ring for your bulb piercer or your CO2 bulb cap. You're going to get a different palm grip, which goes on the outside of here. I believe one is a different pattern. So one's more like spotty, the other one's sort of a bit stippled. And then that's just a patch that I got from Azrael when I picked the gun up. You also will get this little flash hider / orange caution tip that will be screwed into the end like that. Remember, it's a counterclockwise thread, so go the opposite way. It's righty loosey, lefty tighty for that, to take that one off. Now, a lot of people are asking about these and how the hell do I put a suppressor on this because there's no thread on the outside? Well, the answer to that is you're going to have to find a 12mm internal counterclockwise thread adapter. So you're going to need, the adapter is going to need a male 12mm counterclockwise and a 14mm counterclockwise, because the 14 is for your suppressors / attachments, and this is 12. You can find people that 3D print them. Just have a look on the pistol page for gel blasters, and you should be able to find people that will be able to help you out. Now, when you first get it, magazine's going to be in. Number one, when you're going to disassemble this, number one, you're going to want to take your mag out. So there's a little button here, push that in on the thumb, and then your magazine's going to come out. This is your magazine. So magazines in the APS range in gel blasters are CO2 powered. None of them are green gas powered as of yet. CO2 and green gas are the two main propellants you're going to be having for your compressed gases for gas blowback systems. CO2 bulbs come readily available here. You pretty much don't need to do anything. They should have a little bit of lube in them anyway. But when you get green gas is basically propane, which is what this is. You can get these at Bunnings, and then you can buy the nozzle on eBay. So green gas is basically propane, but is with silicone oil added for lubricant inside the actual gas itself. So it mixes as it fills up the mag. You're going to want to take the oil port off here and just throw a few drops inside here if you do get these nozzles, because this actually pre-mixes as it fills inside this oil port here. Yeah, so when you want to, basically you get it out of your gun, you want to take your end cap off. There's a little button over here, pull that down, end cap slides off. You want to get your Allen key, put your Allen key inside your end cap for your CO2 end cap for your magazine, and just start unwinding it. And eventually it's going to come out. So it'll be empty like that. that'll be basically your magazine of what you'll see. Now what I took off was this end cap here. Now this end cap has a little piercing pin. You can just see it there, and what that does is actually pierces the top of the bulb, allowing the gas to be released from the bulb into the mag. You want to make sure that you put the bulb around the right way, otherwise you're going to be having the end of the bulb sitting up on this taper. If it's the wrong way around, you're not going to be able to push it down, etc., etc. You're going to have problems. So when you actually put it back in, you don't want your O-rings to get pierced. If you're doing this up inside here and your O-rings get pierced, it'll damage your O-rings, causing a CO2 leak through the bottom here. You want to absolutely make sure you put a little bit of silicone gun oil on both these two O-rings, so that when you put it in, it's not going to, or it'll prevent to some point it getting pinched. You'll also make sure that when you're installing the cap, once you put your bulb back in, that when you're winding, you're checking that no O-rings are pinched as well. Otherwise, it'll cause leaks. So you're going to want to install your bulb. All right, you get your bulb. This is already a spent bulb, as you can see. But you're pretty much going to want to place your bulb in like that. Make sure that the nozzle is facing upwards, the skinny part of the bulb, and put your end cap back on. Now, once you screw this end cap on, make sure you start it correctly. Obviously, you're not going to cross-thread it, that sort of such. Make sure that you're going to start it properly. It's not starting. There we go. There we go. All right, so as you can see, it's a little bit difficult because it's a very fine thread. It can get cross-threaded very quickly or very easily. So you're going to want to keep going down until you start hearing a hiss or a little bit of a gas introduce itself to the internal mag chamber. So do that cap up nice and tight. Make sure that when you do it up, no O-rings are pinched on the top of it. And when you're doing it up, consistently check to make sure none are getting caught. Sorry, none are getting caught. Otherwise, you're going to be facing quite a bit of problems with pierced and sheared O-rings. So once that's in, you're gassed up. So you want to go grab your end cap again. You want to grab your end cap, slide it on. You're going to want to hold this lever down, slide it forward, let the end cap go back up, the little clicky end cap that holds it on. That's it. That's your mag done. You pretty much want to put a little bit of silicone oil on the top of this port here. That'll prevent the port here from wearing inside your blowback housing. Just a little bit for your your loading nozzle, not blowback unit. And will also help when the loading nozzle rides onto that to feed the next gel ball that's actually being held by the holder here. So lube that up just a little bit. Once that's done, you're pretty much done with your mag. All right, pistol. So you want to disassemble your pistol. You don't know how. It's pretty easy. APS have given you a single pin that's actually just right in your safety. As you can see there, a little round pin. It's got a flat on the other side here. You pretty much want to punch it out that way, and that will allow your slide to come out. So I just simply get the little Allen key, cock the slide back, lock it up. Make sure you do your slide lock to lock it up, and you're just going to want to push that pin like that, and that pin's going to pop out the other side then. And once you do that, release the slide. The slide will come straight off forward. All right, so the slide guts. Welcome to Slide Mechanics 101. So this is your recoil spring inside here. Basically, this allows the slide to come back home, allowing your loading nozzle and your bucking to actually meet to seal off properly to fire off the next round. So to remove this, you pretty much pull back, and there you go, Bob's your uncle. That's out. Make sure you put these in put this in again the correct way. So the step side, that little stepped rubber bucking or rubber seat, so to say, goes on to the seat in here, and the flat plated side sits up where this little circular bit is, where your slide lock pin is actually going to go through. So this flat plate's going to be like that. All right, so to take out the outer barrel, you just slide the outer barrel forward, pull it up, and it'll slide out. Now to disassemble this is pretty simple. It may be a bit tricky for you first time, as it was tricky for me initially because of the little painted crap inside. What we're going to want to do is you're going to want to push left and also back at the same time. You're going to see that there is a little lip or a little like notch wall sort of thing. It's at either side. You can see it on the left and the right here. You're going to want to push it left so it avoids all of this outer barrel loading chamber stuff. And then you're also going to want to make this pin that sits inside of this little riveted area here come off as well. So if you slide it back, you go push all the way back, push left, and then back. It'll eventually come out. Like that. Ta-da! It's a bit hard, you might hurt your hands, but that's how you get the outer barrel from the inner barrel out. Now you don't really need to do much with this, but I'm just showing you this because we'll actually, at Pistol Pavilion, we'll be having gold outer barrels for the APS range coming in that do fit. To make sure you customize your pistols, but there isn't actually much customizability in these compared to every other pistol on the market, so don't get your hopes up that you're going to have like a Gucci ass pistol. You can Gucci them up a little bit, like not ridiculous amounts, like not CNC slides and that sort of stuff. So the lower, pretty much, yeah, sorry, the slide, back onto the slide. You're going to want to lube up the slide mating faces. So here and here where the slide's actually going to be sliding back and forward during your whole pistol cocking action. You're going to put a little bit of film of oil just on there and there. You're going to want to put a little film of oil on your exhaust port here for your loading nozzle. That loading nozzle, as I said, meets up with the little port there to allow the gas to go from the mag into the blowback unit / loading nozzle assembly, and allowing you to apply gas to the ball, shooting your ball down range. Because remember, the outer barrel and inner barrel assembly sits here. This nozzle meets with the inner barrel, allows you to shoot the ball. So just a little bit of oil on that, a little bit of oil on your slides. Pretty much, yeah. That's all you really need to do for the upper slide. For that sort of thing. Now for the lower. I recommend putting oil on all contact surfaces that are going to be moving. Everything that's mechanical, basically. You only want a smidgen, not too much, not too excessive, and make sure it's 100% gun oil, silicone oil, gun oil. So, yeah, pretty much put some silicone oil on here and here, and then on these little sort of V-necked slide catch stuff things as well. And you pretty much want to put a little bit of silicone oil in on your hammer assembly as well, especially your hammer unit and the things that are going to be moving. So for your hammer unit, you've pretty much got your trigger. So if I pull my trigger now, take the safety off, pull my trigger now, you'll see this middle hammer come flying up. So that's pretty much the hammer that strikes the blowback unit, allowing your gas to introduce from the magazine into your loading nozzle and then shoots the ball down range. So you're going to put a little bit of oil on that because that's going to be consistently hitting that blowback unit. And then this one up here that you can see moving, that's actually for your trigger. So when I pulled the trigger did that and then activated your hammer up the back here. And then you'll pretty much want to lubricate up your little hammer there too. You can put a slight little bit of oil on the trigger assembly if you wanted to too as well. Yeah. Or the spring and that sort of thing. Doesn't really hurt to do that a little bit. I also have heard that these have a adjustable trigger, and as you can see, there's I don't think this one has it. I know the Sharks and the XTP Black Hornets do. Yeah, we'll have a look into that later. But that's how to maintain your gel blaster pretty much. How to maintain it, how to prolong the life of it. If you guys have any other suggestions, any other video suggestions you want, make sure you stay in touch, message me. Anything I've forgotten about, please feel free to correct me and help out the community. But yeah, that's how to prolong the life of your gel blaster gas blowback pistols to make sure that you are going to get a reliable pistol out the box, and you're going to have it for a very long time, and it's going to be loving you. Cool. Thanks, guys. Make sure to have a look at the website, pistolpavilion.com.au. I've got all the parts coming. It's going to probably be about 4 weeks because of coronavirus. I've got Airsoft Innovation Bang 22s on pre-order at the moment. They'll be getting them in probably about 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah, so I'm an authentic retailer or exclusive retailer of Airsoft Innovations. Yeah, so stay in touch and cheers.